So diving right in, primarily my show is usually about the wilderness years of Doctor Who. Can I ask, when did you actually get into the show? When did you start becoming a fan? What era was yours? If you
put it this way, the first Doctor Who episode I can remember watching was the Green Death on TV. So the latter years of John Pertwee, because I was born in 1969, so I can't remember exactly what year the Green Death was. So I must have been 3 or 4 or something like that.
Yeah.
So that's kind of when I got into it. But obviously, it didn't soak into me until Tom Baker took over. So I think my era was Tom Baker, Peter Davison, that kind of thing.
It's always very interesting to me because a lot of my family members grew up in the 80s, and they like to tell me that popularity-wise it was on the decline, but it was still very good viewing at the time. How was that for you? Was it in friend circles still type of thing, or was it not a popular show?
Yeah, well, I think, like I say, when I was getting into Doctor Who during Tom Baker's era, that was before people had video recorders. So you'd watch whatever was on TV, and then if you're lucky, you'd get repeats occasionally. And the only other way to get any Doctor Who then was to go down the library and get the Target books. And we had a friend who lived not too far from us, and my older brother is in fact probably a bigger Doctor Who fan than me. But he's purely a fan in the collector sense, and he buys all the DVDs and big finishes and that. And he used to go and see this kid who had literally like 4 or 5 shelves like this big, full of all the Target books, and it was like a library. He'd go, I want that one, that one, that one, and he'd say to me, "Is anything you want?" And I'm like, "Anything with Cybermen and Daleks, please." And he'd take them up and read them for a couple of weeks and take them back. So I got into them, and obviously the art side of things when I was really young, from the Target books, I guess. And it's kind of come full circle because I've recently done some editing on Chris Achilleos's book, which he's just put out now of all the Target artwork. And I've spoken to Chris a few times on the phone, and I was supposed to meet up with him and interview him for promotion for the book. But obviously lockdown put a stop to that. But it's weird how things come around, in that way.